I'd like to start things off for us. One thing that wasn't explained, because you ladies are into, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, 6 years into coaching. Yeah.
Yes. Well, 6 years
Six
into
as
a
a company,
partnership.
yeah.
Together. Like 10 years into coaching.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell a little bit about your origin story? What each of your backgrounds, or what led you into taking the leap, becoming entrepreneurs, and choosing coaching as the avenue to do that?
Okay, so my first business I ever created, I was 19, and I am actually a beauty school dropout, and I went and focused on skincare, and I spent a lot of time in the spa industry. So part of being in spas and skincare is you kind of have this entrepreneur mindset of building up your clientele, selling retail, doing that kind of thing. And so I started creating my own brand of skincare all the way back when I was 19 years old. And so I think I had the entrepreneur bug pretty early. And then I decided that I needed to get a real job and a traditional schooling. I don't know why, but I did. So I decided that I needed to go get a really expensive piece of paper to put on my wall. And that was in psychology. And I had the idea that I was going to actually go get my master's degree, that I was going to do psych work with prisoners, is what the goal was originally. And this beautiful thing happened in my senior year, where my school, which was Liberty University, decided to combine efforts with one of the newest coaching schools at the time. So you were able to not only build your degree, but also get your certification in coaching. And I loved coaching. So that's when my entire idea shifted. And once I graduated, I started my first coaching company, and that's kind of where we landed. And then Mandy and I have been best friends since 5th grade. And I'll actually let you probably continue the story on how you got here.
So I was only ever going to grow up to be a singer, specifically the next Celine Dion. That's what I wanted. Until I and like that wasn't a pipe dream. I actually had the talent to do that had I followed that route, but I spent some time writing my own music and coming out with my own CD and doing the concerts for it. I realized how much I hate concerts. So that's kind of a problem. And I went to Nashville to have to like some singer-songwriter conference, and I had all of my work critiqued by 2 different experts. And one of them told me, she started asking a little bit about my story, because I was born with something called cystic fibrosis. And so I shared that, and I was terrified of public speaking. Like a room like this I wouldn't have done it. I would have just been like, let's just sing instead. And she asked me if I've ever thought about sharing my story and being more of a speaker who sings instead of a singer. And I was just like, no, that's not me. And so I kind of packed up my hopes and dreams and buried them and got a job as a music secretary in a church, and did a lot of things that I thought were my passion, because I was just trying to have a normal job. And eventually I was introduced to the coaching industry through a network marketing company. And the more that I went into training from their leadership team on how to sell their product, the more I fell in love with the environment of helping draw the best out of people and learning what it looks like, because I've always been told that I'm inspirational, but there's inspirational, and then there's also equipping people. And equipping people and seeing them rise up and do what they love to do and were afraid to do just became a passion of mine. And so my first coaching experience was becoming a certified health coach. And I did that, and we moved here, my husband and I moved here from Fargo in 2011. And Raychel and I were best friends since 5th grade, but we never lived in the same town. We met at a little Bible camp. It felt like college. A little Bible camp. And this was just something that we did a lot, where she was doing her coaching, I was doing mine. We would talk about it all the time. And for years, we would have these conversations like, wouldn't it be cool if we wrote a book together? Or wouldn't it be cool if we did something together? And little did we know that we would. So we started Big Blue Couch on a big blue couch with a bottle of wine and just a lot of boldness,
Righteous anger.
righteous anger, and we've been
As most
making
brilliant ideas
mistakes
are,
ever.
bottle of wine.
Right.
That's what we hear. I thought it was
Yes.
odd, but I've heard that a lot of people start businesses in a similar fashion.
Yep. We also had to take we had our phones taken away that night because our JOBs we were not happy in. And so by the time we got to the bottle of the wine and the big idea to just start out on our own, you can't whine in Facebook.
Yeah, we just had the
so-
general rule. You shouldn't whine in Facebook.
But that's
Good
that's the origin
Yeah.
story.
Cool, cool. Well, the dynamic between you two is really neat. So yeah, it's
Thanks.
great to see.
Thanks.
And there was a time when I was young, I wanted to be the songbird of my generation as well. But
It's a real cool dream.
it is. It turns out I can't sing though. So
Oh, that-
Oh, that's
Problem.
harder then.
But,
Yeah.
But